Hi, everybody. It's the Empress, and I'm coming online because I want to kind of express how I feel about this situation with family members. The first thing I want to talk about is this family. We've been on this journey for a long time, and I've even experienced quite a lot of ups and downs with this family. Now, I'm speaking because I am seriously speaking because this is my life and this is what is happening, and we see that we have a lot of people involved, many people, many people. And it was very scary, this situation with these members that are attacking or gossiping or just lying, completely lying, fraudulent, with a lot of forgery and a lot of unkindness. Now, some of these family members have really gone overboard in a lot of what they have done. And I find it very offensive and very unkind and very shocked in believing what kind of people they turned out to be. Now, I've been on this journey for constantly for the last 4 to 5 years. And many of us have. And we have seen, a lot of things go on, things that have not been normal, really, to what I have seen through my visions in this situation. I have seen nothing but lies towards me because everything from the very beginning of my journey, it's seemed like these people have really put a lot of effort to make it look as if it was reality. The important part here is that their behavior, their intentions towards me have been very malicious, I believe. And I find it to be um, nothing but ancestral discrimination here. Now, I find it disappointing how people who have been living under this lineage and who has, been stealing from this lineage and discovering so much on this lineage in regards to my past has been really what my Lord wanted me to know because, these people have been living off my trust since I was like 2 years old. And, it has been very unfair and a lot of injustice for me from the past. And it's because of certain members of family that knew my history of my biological father and his lineage. These people knew my father, they knew his history, and a lot of people knew. And it's really strange how I have to put all the pieces together in my life, because of what people have done. You know, I didn't know everything of what these people were doing behind my back since I was small, but what I do remember is that my biological father and my adopted parents, they were all friends. And, these people have shown nothing but hatred because, my father knew that I would be the heiress to his throne. And, when you're small, I didn't know any of that. I just didn't know. People have kept this this life, another life from me, and they kept a wealthy life. They kept it and concealed it from me. And I don't think that was right of these people in this family. Should have never done that. I would have understood, if these people would have came up front a long time ago. I would have understood because this was a lost inheritance and it got into the wrong hands, but I would have understood something to correct it, or it would have been good if they would have just, you know, speak about it. But a lot of these people, you know, since I was small, have known about my father's history. They have known that when I was going to be his heir when I would have been 18, and it's really disappointing how nobody, I mean, nobody has never wanted to tell me. And ever since a little girl, I've always had this thing about people, you know, knowing something but don't say nothing. And I'm tired of this, I'm tired of people just not being honest. They're not even being honest a little bit, really. They decided, even this community, they all knew about it. They knew who I was. Even family knew, and extended family and people I don't even know knew more about me than I knew of myself. I'm tired of this situation in regards to their secrecy about my father, and why are they hiding and concealing my father. This is something that is ridiculous, especially when they were supposed to hand things over in regards of my father and my grandmother and the title and stocks and bonds and property and deeds, and items that belonged to me, that was stolen. And these were personal items that I was given by working in investments that my father had helped me do. These people really have an issue when it came to my father investing in me. You see, these people have a problem because that's what they hated. They didn't want my father to invest in me when I was small. But the good-hearted part was that my I had a bond with my father, you know, and even though I was living with adopted parents, my father knew them and they were friends. So that's why I was placed with good adopted parents because my father made sure. And even though my biological father was around, he made sure that I was happy somehow. You know, we've been on a journey in regards to spiritual senses and intuition and our beliefs, and, you know, others, their intentions are only to smear my name, and use my image when I was a child, and I find it very crazy because, these people have used my name for so long and have used my deceased father's name for so long and have used his lineage for so long that, I have observed this situation and this generational wealth. They don't understand that, when I was smaller, my father established summer programs for me. You know, every summer there was a summer program, where the whole neighborhood would go on field trips, would go on trips to Magic Mountain, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Marineland. My whole neighborhood was at one house, one foundation. And that foundation was behind a house. And, it's funny how, not very many people, I mean, as a child, not very many children, you know, get a chance to have a Parks and Recreation behind their home. You know, it was like Disneyland in my backyard. I had family working, assisting with family and little kids, and or watch them on field trips. It was something that that I felt that I had a good childhood, you know, and I used to wonder why. How did how how did my adopted parents get money for large school buses? I mean, like 8 school buses down the street. I mean, I used to just enjoy it. I was what, like 7, 8, 9, 10, going on 11 or something. Anyhow, imagine, when you're that age, and there's the whole neighborhood, which was like people that I grew up as a younger child, that was in Venice. And behind this home, we had lunches, we had family, you know. So, I used to wonder, how did all this expenses occur, right? So, now that I'm older and I think of that situation back there, I had 4 years of that behind my backyard. And that's a lot of years, and it was very weird, remembering that, and then thinking about what's occurring now. And I didn't know, you know whom everything about my father. I didn't know. I was young. I didn't know, but I do only know that there was a father and daughter connection, and there was a bond between us, in regards to being psychic, and being a seer. That's what he was. And from what I have learned and discovered, I believe, that I would not be in his life forever. He knew. And, that's the reason what I'm saying. He knew that I wouldn't be in his life forever after 1975. That was the last time I believe I saw him, and 7 years later, he passed away in Alamosa, Colorado. Now, you know, the fact is that these people can say anything they want, but, I know my truth, and, I didn't know everything about my father, when I was young, but, the people who had a responsibility and who should have done the right thing back then after my father passed, they should have notified me. And these people never notified me of my father. And they thought it would be good just to not never tell me, and you wonder, why would people do that? You know, why would these kind of people keep a big secret as my father and never want me to know? That's when these people started using my name, using my status as a privileged woman, using my name and title for themselves, and living a pretty good life. And, you know, like I said, when I was young, I always knew in my heart that I had an inheritance, but when things are concealed and what these people didn't even want me to know the correct name or anything, they did everything they could, and I do believe that Mrs. Archuleta is just an occult member, and so is her husband. They're the ones who have claimed to be my parents when they're not. These two people are not my parents. These people are like connected family members, but not in my father's bloodline. You know, they they didn't they didn't like him, and I could feel my father's energy, and they didn't like him. This Armando Gonzalez didn't like my father. And this woman, Mrs. Archuleta, my father didn't like her either, but I find these people did something really wrong to my father. And these people were knowing his history, knowing his wealth, knowing his connection in the government. These people knew way too much. These people like to interfere in other people's lives, when they don't have no right to. It's become where these people have only abused this lineage, have dishonored my ancestors, have dishonored my father, and it's not only me. They're jealous of the history. They're jealous of whoever's in this lineage, really. It's something that is not right. It's really sad that people had to go this way and go this far to abuse my father and other ancestors to take advantage of it, you know? I mean, these people would go as far as killing the wealthy just to take it for themselves. This is how I have seen this agency. And it's not all the government, but this agency is making other agencies look really, really bad. And I find it very shocking to see how these two people who has claimed to be my parents when they're not. Mr. Gonzalez is an uncle. Mrs. Archuleta is not on my birth certificate. And I speak about this because, we have these people who have literally have been living off my trust, has literally been living off my heritage, my lineage, when they have no right to it. And all this was done without my knowledge and my consent. I never expected this situation for them to take it this far. They did a lot in the past, and what these people did affects other family members in Colorado and other areas from the past also. Now, I feel that these people have lived, have stolen what was supposed to come to me from my father when I was small, you know, and I was supposed to be given this when I was 18 years old. And that was to manage a state or even bigger than that, because my father is connected to several regions around the world. Now, I am speaking about this because, these people don't know the reality of what they have done, they have never been in contact with me. They have never told me the truth. All they're doing is just continuing playing their games about gifts. Now, you know, the truth of this is that I never even saw $1 from this situation. I have been left in a small place with my family because of hardship, because of these people, you know. And I'm not talking about hardship. I'm not in the street. I'm not living with other people. I live with my family. And I'm very fortunate to have adult sons with no kids, who help me out. And, these people never wanted to accept some things about me. And these people try to only confirm a person to only what they want. And I'm not like that, I am who I am. These people only wanted things one way, and that was only for themselves. I am 60 years old. I have my own personal family, and these people are not going to like it at all because these people never wanted to listen. These people only wanted to listen to what they wanted. They never wanted to listen to what I had to say. But I'm going to say it anyhow because I don't like what I see here in this matter. I don't like it and I don't approve of it. And as far as I'm concerned, this was a stolen project, and these people have only used this project for gain and profit. And what have I gotten? I have gotten nothing but harassment, threats, online, and lies and more lies. So, this is not what you call a project. They took an inheritance because they had access. These people are government authority officials that only has abused their position. And this uncle who has been doing this, stealing my inheritance, stealing my money, stealing my home, stealing assets, this shit is serious. It's serious to me because, when you discover this kind of shit and they've been living off this for 40 some years and they left me without anything when it belongs to me. I don't do drugs and I don't even drink. I might smoke some cigarettes, but that's all I fucking do. And I have been a good person, you know. I have I'm not perfect or anything, and I don't claim to be, you know, conceited or show off or compete with nobody. The point is that these people only became obsessed with this money and the side of materialistic things that they got to explore in my lineage. You know, they got to live parts of my life that were taken from me. You know, for themselves when how stupid greedy when there was enough to share this shit. You know, I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about the past. But knowing what these people have done, These people are not the kind of people, we already know that. They're not the kind of people that thought, oh, maybe she might have needed it, for my education, for my life, for myself, for my career, for for my better life. And when you really think about it, and you realize, that these people are not fucking like that, it's horrible. And the tripping part is how other people involved in this, who knew about it after, after over 40 years, never said one shit. So, these kind of people, family, the question I want to ask you people is, how should I feel? Happy? I'm not happy with you people. In the first place, this mother figure's on my birth certificate. She used my name. She lied to the courts in Colorado claiming guardianship when I was young. She claimed conservatorship, just to take my money, collect money and property. She's been the cause and root of all this. I find this lady has mental issues, and I see that the government accepted her because she was holding my lineage in the government, when these people had no right doing what they did behind my life and stealing my benefits, stealing money, a monthly thing that's supposed to be coming to me. And businesses that I could be working on, things that I could be doing and helping my own kids. My son's an artist. He's a beautiful artist. And even with money or not, he's still my golden child. And, these people, think because gifts are given to someone that it belongs to them. I mean, I'm freaking out on what these people think. They think that what they took from me, I don't need it. It belongs to me. You people used my resources, used construction, property, environments, stole communities, abused communities, abuse the school system, abuse. You guys are just destructive people, and I'm sick and tired of them. After what these people did, in this family, you know, they involve themselves more in the occult because of another family and persons who have stolen another inheritance that was my grandmother's. And these people are living pretty good. They have light on TikTok like crazy. And this problem here is all about a gift, all about a status, all about a wealthy man. Well, these people are not wealthy. They stole the wealth from my father. They stole the wealth from my grandmother. Well, they try to sit there on a high horse claiming, oh, I got this, I got that, when none of that shit is yours. These people have used magic, okay? The fact is, and the reality of this since the very beginning is that PCH is still involved, and I'm not going to deny it, and I'm not going to pretend it's not true because it's true. And if I have to call your names out, because you people are a part of it, even other political figures are a part of it. And these people act like nobody knows shit. All these people did was giving the wrong things to the wrong people. Now, I'm telling you, PCH had no business keeping this from me, withholding stolen personal items, and everything was connected to this fake parents. Everything was connected to these other groups of people. You know, Actually, the inheritance of my grandmother, it was stolen. And it was stolen, intentionally. And these family members who stole it have lived on it for a lot of years and try to live a royalty life when living under another family's legacy. This legacy never belonged to this other family. This is about my grandmother. They had no right to it. And this legacy was taken advantage by an attorney in England. And these people knew about it, and these people stole it. And, you know, another thing is that this PCH knew too much of me. I was hacked. Yeah, I was hacked. Because I used to play that stupid game. So, how did they found out about me? How did they knew of my items? How did they knew of my accounts? How did they knew about my crowns from when I was small? How did they know? How did they know all about this? because everything that has been going on through this stolen items to the Department of Justice to these fake parents and their kids and extended family that knew about it. You know, they had their nerve to take my son to the PCH to what? Brag about the things that belong to me? You know, show my items off in front of my son like like a joke? Like it was okay for them to do that mind fuckery to people? You know, these people think what they've done has has no after effects. And this shit has after effects. You know, because these lies that these people created was a very big mispresentation of the PCH. And I'm not going to be called a liar because these people are hiding it. I'm not going to be called a liar. I want to know where my items are that belong to me. Those items were stolen. And we're not talking about cheap crowns. We're talking about diamond crowns. I'm talking about the crown of my grandmother and her scepter. Where in the fuck is that? Where's the jewelry, my heirlooms that my ancestors left for me? Where was where's the items that I had when I was a little girl? Where in the hell is all that? You know, these people have no feelings. They don't even know what sentimental value is. You know, I get it. But for me, those items, you know, without me knowing much of the past, I really wanted to see those items. But it's so screwed up how you have people who want to flaunt and show off and and think it's funny. You know, that was the biggest disappointment. All because of one dumbass lady. Because this lady used my name, used my image, used whatever I did as a pageant. She used it all in the wrong way. Everything I did about me, she used it in a fucked up way. And you know the funny part, people? I have never seen this lady. I have never been around this lady. I haven't even talked to this lady because she can't even face me. You see a lot of people, all they're talking about is a marriage. Well, you know what? I don't want no marriage. You know, people think that that's my wish. That's not my wish, people. You know, I'm 60 years old and I haven't even been playing this game. You people have been just repeating, and repeating, and that's all you know how to do. The same shit, the same lies about gifts, the same excuses. All you had to do was return it in a proper way. But you guys have abused so much of your evil thoughts and your actions that, I don't need to deal with it. Nothing here, has been done correctly. You people want to return after what you did. I don't trust you. All I hear every day is your threats and your intentions. In the first place, this is not how I want it. It's not my story. This is your stories, your foundation that you built. I didn't build it. You people only stole something when I was small, and you built it, and this is not how I would have controlled a agency. And if this lady, would have done the right thing 4 to 5 years ago, maybe none of this shit would have been happening. But God only knows and sees what is the intention in this situation. And I know that you people don't have good faith towards me, especially these fake parents who are mad because I discovered what they did and what this other family did. You know, this family who has stolen my grandmother's lineage is of a different culture. You know, a lot of these people are occult members, just like these fake two parents. They're all connected. Even this aunt and this Leo, who is my niece and impostering me. And I know who she is, and it's not going to continue. And these people are not going to continue claiming that they're my parents when they're not. And what's tripping is how just because these people don't want to properly do their job, you know, and acting as if there's a relationship and as if there's going to be a union and a celebration. No, I don't want no union with you people, and what celebration after leaving a person out of a home for 4 to 5 years? Now, what am I supposed to celebrate? You know, and you people idea of delivering is sneaky and tricky and and wrong intention for robbery. We're not talking about small change. We're talking about heritage now. You're not going to sit here and think I'm a fool for you people. The lies you put out, the videos you put out, fraudulent reports, fraudulent court papers, fraudulent probate claiming I passed, having an insurance policy over my head. Now, what the fuck is that? Look at your actions, your cause of actions, your cause of behavior, all because you guys are competing and fighting for a title, and then hoping I'm going to accept your shit. You know, I'm not going to accept none of you. I'm not about to be around people who are con artists, who only think about thievery, who only think about fucking around and 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 doing bad things and then think I'm going to accept that. I'm not like you people. I don't want to live my life like that, and I never have. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like you people are okay because, I've never been around you and I don't want to be connected to you because of your background. And you want to not accept, you know, it's not about anything that is fake, it's that you people were here to bring out the truth and what you did for years. That's the point of it. So you did it, and you people have allowed your bullshit in regards to a project to go too far. And I haven't been playing. And I don't need to play. I don't need to compete. And I'm not jealous of any of you people. And I don't want to deal with people who have done this to me. Once you do something wrong to a person, don't expect shit, you know, in regards to a relationship or you in my life. I have my own family to watch. After what I've experienced, with all these lies and the betrayal and the deceit from my own family members or extended people that think they know my life when they don't know shit. There's something wrong here. You know, I'm not going to be in no union or a marriage or a partnership right now. No, no, no. I don't know what you people think. You have all these other people trying to get my attention for a marriage when it's all part of a setup. And I don't fall for this shit. I told you people before, I'm nothing like this mother. I never acted like this mother. I've never even been around these people. I've been only with my daughter, my sons, and to tell you the truth, I've been with somebody for 40 years. And I've never left his side. He's 64. And I told people for 5 years, but these people didn't want to accept it. They didn't want to listen. So, you can't call me a liar because I've told these people no. I've been on this journey because I was looking for my search in inheritance and knowing more about my father. But these people twisted a a gift that was supposed to be given to me as a project, and these people twisted it. So, I try to understand and collaborate, but no, these people only want death. These people are not truthful in their thoughts, not even with this core they say you want. Where's the documents? Where's the paperwork? Who was representing me? Because it was all false. You know, it's all lies here. And racketeering, laws and so on, so on. This is all there's been. And that's why, this project is done with. There ain't going to be no new beginnings with people who ripped me off and think that I'm going to follow them, like I'm going to put my hands in their life. Listen, people, cut it off. You know, I don't want to be tied down to anybody of you with no family members or this group of people. I really don't. What makes you think that I'm going to allow these kind of people? Come on, people. I have common sense. I know I've been on a journey and, there's been spiritual battles with these people. But the truth is that, I've been on my journey for my own reasons, and these people act like we're living in the medieval times, the way they act, and this empress, this queen, is in the 21st century. I'm not living like the medieval times or how London used to do it. I'm not living in London. I'm American. And, the search of my father does go to England. And, you want to know? I know. That's where these people transfer, money laundering, and other other countries. They think that, they're just gonna bring someone into a position because they feel like it. No, there's a lot of shit behind what they're doing. I'm not gonna just jump because people think I have a position. You better have the right paperwork. That will, that finances, everything better be in order. Because I have no money to jump forward. Because people know what these people did, and nobody had the heart to help. Not even this agency or others connected. So, as far as I'm done with this project, you people could keep up with your little stories about, starting new and trying to take my position and want to live with me, you want a partner. No, that shit is over with. Serious. When you do something really bad to a person, and think it's okay when it's not, you need to think twice. It's way too much.